Hi everybody, this is the Prospect Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion. Your host, the Hut, and welcome back to the Prospect Hut, and hopefully you like this video. Hit that subscribe button. We're going to get into the Players of the Week in the Mets minor league system from last week of May. That includes Memorial Day, and let's get into it. So Amazing Avenue. What minor league players put up the best numbers that week? Ryan Clifford. In 6 games, he had 24 at-bats at .286, had 6 hits, 1 double, 3 home runs, 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, AAA. For the season, 55 games, let's take a look at this. He's hitting .201, hitting .229, 201 at-bats, 229 batting average, 307 on-base percentage, 43 slugging percentage, pretty good. 46 hits, 10 doubles, 1 triple, 13 home runs, that's pretty good. 24 walks, 78 strikeouts. That's not good. That wraps up a productive May for Ryan Clifford. In 23 games, the slugger hit .233, and he 5 more doubles, 1 triple, and 8 homers to his ledger for this year. The total is now .229 with 10 doubles, 1 triple, 13 homers. Clifford has a solidly above average 10.5% walk percent at present, somewhat balancing his Brobdingnagian 34. I don't know what the hell this is. 34.2 strikeout percentage rate. But even that is not enough to make him an above offensive contributor internationally, believe it or not. That's not good. Clifford has a 96 WRC plus with 2 months in the books. 34 games last season, he was able to maintain a 15.5% walk percentage, a 24.6% strikeout percentage, which helped him produce a 102 WRC plus in Syracuse last season. Clifford is going to need to bump his walk rate up a bit, while optimally shaving that strikeout rate a bit. One way to do that would be swinging at fewer pitches out of the zone. Well, yeah, no kidding. Last season, Clifford had a 22.90 swing rate and a 43.3% O contact rate. This season, it's 29.3% O swing rate and 53.3% O contact rate. In a lot of cases, chasing pitches out of the zone is not necessarily a bad thing. If a pitch is drivable, it's drivable, whether or not it's in the strike zone or not. In Clifford's case, it hasn't been, excluding clear waste pitches and mistakes that are nowhere close to the zone. Nearly 64% of the pitches that he has seen during official plate appearances have been outside the zone, either in the shadow of the zone or in the chase zone. In total, he's hit 178 against pitches outside of the zone. I don't understand why they go through all this stuff. I mean, if you're not hitting hitting a strike, you can't hit a strike. Maybe you're swinging at balls that are out of the strike zone, you're not going to have a good batting average. And they have all these numbers for this. He has done some damage against pitches in the shadow of the zone, hammering 3 doubles, 1 triple, 6 homers. But in the chase zone, all he has to show for his troubles is a measly double. Clifford needs to tighten up his internal visualization of the zone and just ignore pitches with trajectories past a certain point, whether or not they look like they are within his plate coverage ability. Taking more pitches out of the zone will not only increase his walk rate over time, but will also force pitchers to throw more pitches in the zone, giving them a better opportunity to put them in play with authority. You don't need all this gobbledygook, all these numbers, folks. You know, this is simple stuff. And this is a guy that's had some knowledge of the strike zone. Okay, the pitching side. Jose Chirinos pitched 1 game this week, 6 innings, 3 hits, 1 run scored, 0 earned runs, 1 walk, and 9 strikeouts. He got called to Brooklyn, I believe, on Tuesday, or Monday, whatever it was. So he was pitching in St. Lucie. Now he's in Brooklyn. In 9 games, 7 starts, he's pitched 42 innings. That's pretty good. 34 hits, pretty good. 16 runs, 11 earned runs for a 2.36 ERA. 10 walks, 48 strikeouts. That's pretty good. Chirinos 9 strikeouts, 2 dirts for swinging. In the bottom of the first, he struck out Sammy Stafora, swinging on a curveball middle way, and then got Edgeline Perez looking on a sinker down and away. And in the third, he struck out Josh Tate, swinging of a slider almost middle that he got away with. In the fourth, he struck out Eddie King Jr. with a cutter down away, and then struck out Luke Scherrer, Scherer swinging with a sinker middle and low. In the fifth, Chirinos struck out the side, first getting Richard Ramirez swinging on a curveball middle and low. Then getting Dylan Palmer looking on a sinker up and away. Then Eddie Rinders on a sinker down and away. And finally, his last strike of the evening came in the sixth when he got Jaden Kim to strike out on a foul tip on changeup down and away. Okay. The only point of trouble currently would be the fact that his fly ball rate, well, the fly ball rate, here's the thing. If he's going to be pitching now in Brooklyn, he's not going to be giving up too many home runs. That's for sure. The last tall, lanky pitcher the Mets developed who had a head full of hair, wore 48, and threw a slider that struck a lot of batters out, worked out pretty well. Jose Chirinos is almost half as old as that guy. But if Jose Chirinos developed half as good as that guy, I said that would be a pretty remarkable outcome. We're going to find out, because now he's in Brooklyn, and we'll see what happens there. It is so important to cover what's going on with Ryan Clifford, because the Mets don't really have a first base prospect in their system other than him. Maybe Randy Guzman, but he's years away. You know, he's in single A right now. But Clifford is very close to the major leagues, and he's got to clean the edges off of his game. He's got to be able to swing at good strikes. He's got to be able to take counts. He's got to be able to, at the same time, not be so passive. That's one of the things we've heard about him, is that he's passive in a lot of ways. That he's not more aggressive, and then he gets aggressive, overly aggressive late in the count, when he's behind the count. But he's a guy that's got big power, and the Mets are kind of waiting for him to get to the major leagues. Is he a blue chip prospect? No. Is he a guy that could probably be a everyday player? Maybe. But he's got to cut down on the strikeouts, and he's got to walk a hell of a lot more than he does. So the Mets have sort of some issues with him. They got to refine his game, refine his ability to produce better at bats. These bats aren't gonna. This isn't gonna cut. He's not a major league right now. So that's really the one thing. And Chirinos, it's funny about pitchers. I said this plenty of times. Is you can get a good pitcher anywhere. They can come up at it anywhere. This Chirinos kid could be somebody of note. He could be flying to the Mets system, and he's already in Brooklyn. And there's a possibility he could be in Double A by the end of the year. So he's getting very close. So, and the Mets tend to push these guys pretty hard. They get them up to the next level very quickly. They don't keep them in one place for any length of time. They like to get them in the major leagues pretty quick. That's the one thing I will say about David Stearns. But then at the same time, you see players struggling at the major league level, then you start to wonder maybe he can't stay here. So, but it's a double-edged sword. But thank you for watching this video, and of course, please subscribe to the Prospect Hut, and I'll see you later.